What's going on, everybody? RMFH here, and we're back for another analysis. We got some new footage of Breath of the Wild last night. We got one trailer, and we got some extra gameplay. Now, I'm going to start with the trailer. If you guys enjoyed this analysis, it will judge whether or not I'm going to do another analysis of the gameplay footage from last night. So let's go ahead and just get right on into this analysis here. And it's basically just going to be me explaining kind of what's happening and giving my own opinion on things here. I've done this candid in the past, so I'm just going to continue to do so. It saves a lot of time with editing and whatnot. I'm going to be adding in things here and there. Expect that, but let's go ahead and start this video. So we can see, obviously, Nintendo fades in with the fire there, and then we see the Sheikah eye on this like tapestry, and then it splatters. Now, I don't know if that is it looks more like a blood splatter to me, but it is the teardrop that they show when you get a new rune in a shrine. It's identical, it's just not blue. To me, it resembles a blood splatter, but it is in fact the teardrop, the same exact effect, just not blue. But then it pans out to these dead looking trees. Now, a few people have been saying that this looks like the teardrop is growing these trees, or from the from the water from the teardrop these trees are growing. To me, they look burnt, they look dead. And then that goes into this transition here where we see all of this greenery everywhere, and it's almost, to me, it's symbolizing that at one time the Shikah were involved in something that caused the destruction of Hyrule, or the destruction of all of these trees that we see back here, right here. And then over the 100 years, obviously Calamity Ganon did this. Over those 100 years, these trees have grown back. And then we go into here and we see that they are going to have some sort of seasonal thing. Maybe it's only in certain regions. The trees change color. But we also got some, evergreens over here on the right-hand side. And as we can see, more wildlife there with deer, looks like. So let's keep on going. Now we come here to this piece of tapestry, and it's basically showing people cultivating and everything, possibly either planting these trees that we see here, or they're cultivating fields for crops and whatnot. These depictions of humans right here look very similar to what they look like in the beginning of Skyward Sword. I'll throw that up on the screen along with this video to kind of show a comparison of the beginning tapestry of Skyward Sword, talking about the Great War of Hylian demise. I'm pretty sure they do look the same. I haven't looked at it yet, but I specifically remember their body shapes and heads kind of looking like this. And then we can see a horse over here, probably either holding the seeds that they're planting, or maybe even taking the product or food back for them and carrying it. So we'll move on here. It's basically, pretty self-explanatory there. Now we come to this shot here where we see a bridge. We've got an NPC, so finally we've seen NPCs for the very first time in this game. And he looks like some sort of a traveler, maybe a hunter, gatherer type of person. He's got a spear, and it looks like he may have a backpack on. It's a little too hard to see there. But then we've got a guardian over here in the left-hand corner, and what looks like maybe another Sheikah tower or resurrection tower, and then maybe another resurrection tower over here, or a Sheikah tower, whichever one. We've got another outpost looking tower right here. Doesn't look like it's of Sheikah origin, but there does seem to be some type of structure there. This looks like the other side. We saw the opposite side of these Twin Peaks here during the E3 2016 footage. And now it looks like we're seeing the other side. So what's directly on the other side of these two Twin Peaks is where Hyrule Castle is, the Temple of Time, the Great Plateau, and all that type of stuff. And this is just the other side of it. It's nice to see that. you know, we can see how much different this side is. Whoops. Yeah, I've just got Sony Vegas in full screen mode, so if I click, it's going to say exit. But moving forward, what it looks like here, some people are saying this is Link. I'm not too sure if this is Link or not. But they are these two NPCs. We'll just say they're both NPCs from this cutscene and everything. They're both fighting bokoblins, the blue ones specifically, that are a little bit tougher from what we've seen in the E3 footage and everything. But they're basically just, you know, going and doing that. We see a structure back here with some bars. I mean, there's really not a lot in this shot. Now, the one thing that I am noticing about the Wii U version, I'm hoping the Nintendo Switch version does fix this. The fog makes the draw distance a little weird. And, you know, we saw more of that during the Let's Play that they did during the Game Awards, where they actually show some areas that are all fogged over, and the draw distance with the Wii U is just really bad. So we'll go ahead and keep moving forward here. And then we come to what looks to be a little shop, and we see some more tapestries up here. And it looks like they use these as, you know, just like any other civilization would, just to probably show what this place is for, stuff like that. There's some horses and whatnot, and this looks to either be, it's a horse, basically. It's a big horse head, and we see a dog over here, got a axe in a stump. I don't know if that could be maybe a building up there. I highly doubt it. And what is this? I don't know what this is. It looks, let's see. Maybe it's just some logs. That's what it looks like. And we've got tons of NPCs. But moving forward, we see another NPC on a horse. We see a closer look at the dog. We got some older people right here, some older NPCs carrying some goods, backpacks, maybe a traveling salesman of some sort, or maybe just a traveler in general. And then we come to this tapestry here showing what looks to be Hyrule Castletown, because we can see Hyrule Castle in the background. Maybe it's Kakariko Village or something like that before everything gets destroyed. And then we come to this little village here. Now, one thing that I noticed about this village is, yeah, it looks very primitive. Oh, we got a Coco over here. It is very primitive, but the structures, if you look at the top right here, that kind of looks like an eye. Now, I'm not 100% positive. It could just be some, you know, decal that they put up there, or just a circle in general, but it almost looks like an eye. So could this possibly be a Sheikah village, or, you know, maybe it's just for the primitive people that are living in Hyrule, since the kingdom has completely fallen apart? I don't know. But now moving forward to this clip is very, very interesting, and I know some people like HMK and Zeltic have already pointed this stuff out earlier today, and props to them for catching that. Right here, of course, yeah, you're going to see the Master Sword. Some people miss this because they're paying more attention to this, but we'll get into that in a minute. The thing that is very interesting here is, if you notice, Link does not have his Sheikah slate, which has led a few people like HMK to believe that this piece of footage right here is from the past, before Link wakes up in the Resurrection Chamber, basically the beginning of the game, before the beginning of the game. So if that is true, then we're going to be getting cutscenes from before, and maybe even being able to play before Calamity Ganon takes over. Now, we're definitely getting cutscenes, if this is true, of before Hyrule, and I mean, it's kind of a given, since the whole thing is about Link remembering. That's a big part of the game, so let's go ahead and move forward here. What is that? I couldn't tell you what the heck that is, but that looks like it's floating, if I'm not mistaken. That looks like it's floating up there. It might just be a tree and you just can't see the draw distance, or maybe even just a stone and you just can't see that piece, but I find it weird that piece is missing there. Just the little things you find, they're really interesting. Okay, so now we see this bird creature. Like, what the heck is this? And right about here, it zooms in. It's Falco. Of course not. It could be the Rito. It could be an evolved form of the Loftwings from Skyward Sword, but we really won't know until the game comes out and we find out what the heck these things are called. It could be an entirely new race. Now, there is, in Twilight Princess HD, there are some carvings of bird-like people, and that was added to Twilight Princess HD. I'll put that up on the screen somewhere over here so you guys can take a better look at that. And what's weird about that is there are no Rito in the child timeline. The Rito are only in the adult timeline. And even Hyrule Historia itself states that the reason the Rito evolved was because of the Great Flood. They basically started to, and this is going off just a little bit of information that the quote gives, is that the Zoro was forced to come up to land, possibly because they couldn't handle the salt water. Either that, or they stopped worshiping Jabu Jabu as their deity and started worshiping Valoo. Now, Valoo is the reason why they have their wings and why they can fly. So, if Valoo isn't in the child timeline, then how in the heck did these bird creatures get here? Now, I'm not saying that this game is in the child timeline, but, you know, if the carvings from Twilight Princess do relate to this game and these are those bird-like creatures, you know, that begs a question. If these are the Rito, how did the Zoro evolve? If they're not the Rito, then who are they? On top of it, we can see that this specific creature is an archer. And also, as Zeltic has pointed out, I noticed this as well when I first saw the footage. These look like the stone statues that are on top of the Great Plateau that basically symbol the Hylian crest, or the royal family crest. So this bird creature has to have something to do with the royal family or be somewhat connected or in some way. You know, his costume's pretty self-explanatory. Here we can see what looks to be their racist symbol. He's carrying a bow, like I said. He's got some armor right here. And then these little ankle bracelets are actually important because in the Let's Play that they did, which will be a different video that I may or may not do, there is a parrot that's a humanoid bird, and he has the same thing. So there might be a variety of these bird humanoid things that are all different types of birds. But I'm not too sure yet. You know, we've only seen 2 of them so far. So let's go ahead and move on. As he's flying up to the top of this freaking bird mech, I don't even know. Like, seriously, Nintendo, this is crazy. You know, we've seen the city in the sky, we've seen Skyloft, but we've never seen a mobile flying structure ever. I mean, this is crazy. And as you guys can see here, this is really, really reminiscent of the city in the sky from Twilight Princess. Now, we do see a lot of carvings on this thing that do resemble the Sheikah towers and the shrines as well. But the thing that's different about them here is that they've got a red glow to them. And I know Zeltic and HMK have both pointed this out. And, you know, this could mean that Ganon's got some control over this thing. Now, if we back up here, it looks like it's blue. I believe Zeltic even raised the contrast on this specific part, and you can see the blue outlines right around here. You can see it without, you know, raising the contrast. Really, right here, some parts of the wings, up here in this circle here, it's you know, because the sky is blue, you can't really see it as well. But you know, these 2 scenes could be completely different time periods. This could be like HMK saying before Calamity Ganon, and then this is after Calamity Ganon, and Calamity Ganon somehow takes control of this. But if we do know anything about the city in the sky in Twilight Princess, if this is related to that, maybe these bird creatures are related to the Oka. I mean, it wouldn't be too far-fetched to say that. They were technologically advanced. They created the Dominion Rod, What if you get the Dominion Rod in this game and you're able to control the Guardians with the Dominion Rod? You know, the Dominion Rod's used to control statues. So, you know, this could be a clue relating them to the Oka. Maybe the Oka were these bird-like creatures before. Maybe they turned into them later on. The city in the sky is shown to not even fit the Oka, really. So, you know, these could have very well been the Loftwings, and then, you know, they turned into this, and then they turned into the Oka later on. You know, that's a whole nother topic for a different thing, but let's go ahead and continue on here. Now, this one other thing I need to mention about this is this big structure could in fact be the structure that we all saw during the E3 2016 footage of Breath of the Wild when people were doing the demos and all that type of stuff. We were seeing something floating in the sky. I don't think this is it. I think this might be their mobile unit. The other one might be like their home base, and it just moves in a certain pattern back and forth, you know, just to try to keep it mobile. But at the same time, they use this to travel throughout Hyrule and just jump down wherever they want to. This is more like a battleship to me than anything. So let's go ahead and move forward. Now we come to this tapestry, and it's showing a bunch of guardians in front of Hyrule Castle. Now, this can be really taken two different ways. One, these guardians are here to protect Hyrule Castle, or these guardians are here to destroy Hyrule Castle. And what I find funny about this is they show all of these guardians, and then it skips to this scene here with Link fighting 3 guardians that look to have been taken over by Calamity Ganon. So, to me, this looks like these guardians are going to attack Hyrule Castle or going to destroy Hyrule Field, maybe the Temple of Time. You know, we see a lot of guardians everywhere that have been destroyed or look like they've been destroying places. But it could also be that these guardians are there to protect Hyrule Castle, and Calamity Ganon comes in and he takes all of these things over. And this is basically self-explanatory footage. We've seen the Guardian fight in this area before, this same exact area, but I mean, Link's fighting them with the woodcutter and stuff like that, but they don't show very much more. And then we get to this one. This has got to be Zelda, guys. It has to be Zelda. Some people are theorizing that this might be Impa, but I think it's more likely that it's Zelda. Some people are saying it's a girl Link. I really don't think so. I think they were pretty clear on that during E3. So it could be a completely new character that's not Zelda or even related to her, but just based off of her attire, the gold outlines in her clothing, and then she's got, you know, gold belts, her satchel's gold. She looks of royal descent, even though she's wearing something that would be more fitting for traveling. She still does look like she's from royal descent. So let's go ahead and get into this clip here. Now, this clip could be, like I was saying before, you know, there's some clips of the future, there's some clips of the present, and there's some clips of the past. I don't know necessarily if there is any clips of, you know, further along in the game, but obviously this clip here is either showing when you reach Hyrule Castle, or it's showing something that happened in the past, like this is when Calamity Ganon comes and destroys everything. Because as you guys can see here, there's lightning and just, you know, destruction, what it looks like. And then it pans into this scene here of what looks to be probably Hyrule Castle Town or something. Hyrule Castle Town was right next to Hyrule Castle. It was, I mean, you know, it was right there. So, and all of this is right here. It looks like it's been destroyed for a while. It doesn't look like it just happened or anything like that. And that's why I say this scene might be of the past when this happens to Hyrule, because it looks like Calamity Ganon's reign is coming down on Hyrule right there. And we can see like puddles of purple stuff. Maybe this stuff is dangerous. I don't know. You can see a guardian in the background. What it looks like. Yeah, it's a little guardian, the legs right there and everything. You can see the head spinning. Let's see, do we have anything else in here? Looks like a bird over there or something. Maybe it's another guardian over there. There's something moving. There's a lot of stuff moving around over here. It could just be a particle effect. I don't know. But then we come to this scene with what looks to be the same exact fountain from Twilight Princess. And I'll show a clip just like, mostly everybody else has with this footage of the flags here and everything. I'll show you guys the clip probably up here in the right-hand corner or something of the flags here. And it's literally the same exact fountain. So that gives even more prevalence to the child timeline. It's the only time we've seen a fountain like this. We've seen it in Ocarina of Time. It was a fountain, I believe there was a fountain in the center. I can't remember. It's been a while since I went back and looked at that. But it was the beginning of this big fountain here. So, as we can see, we got more stuff destroyed in the background. And actually, these rocks kind of look, unless it's just the purple goo all over them, these rocks kind of look like the ones that are surrounding Hyrule Castle. So we got a tower back here, looks to be another tower. Now this scene's really interesting. This should be early in the game. We got Link with the bow and just like a soldier's sword or something like that, soldier's broadsword or something, or a short sword. And he's got some arrows, all the basic stuff you would get at the beginning of the game. And this looks like a guardian right here. This could actually be, I'm not 100% positive. I'd have to go back and look at it. But this could be in front of the Temple of Time. I could be completely wrong. I need to go back and see if these pillars are actually there. But I know there's a fallen guardian in front of the Temple of Time. So this could be in front of it. This could be something due to collecting the spirit orbs, or maybe something to do with the Hylia statue that's back inside the Temple of Time, if this is the Temple of Time. Or this could just be a dungeon, something like that. So, okay, now here, this is interesting. It looks like Link is kneeling down and there's somebody else standing up. Now, this could be Impa, it could be Zelda. I think it's more likely that it's Zelda, seeing as she's standing. And she's got she's got a lot of gold on again, if it is Zelda. She's got a lot of gold on again. But it could also be Impa, and Zelda could be who Link is kneeling to. Could also be the King of Hyrule. But it's obviously somebody of great importance, And then back here, it looks like Hyrule Castle's gate. Unless there's another castle in the game or something that looks similar to this. This clip is from the past. So this is, Link's got his Master Sword on. We don't know if the Sheikah slate is there. It doesn't look like anything's there right down on this side, but, we can't see his full body. So this could be of the past. This could be any point in the game, but who knows? Who knows if this is Impa or Zelda or some other character? But obviously they have some type of power, or they're on the same level with whoever Link is kneeling to. All right, and then we just come to this clip of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and that is the end. If you guys did enjoy this analysis, make sure to let me know down in the comment section below. I will be doing more of these as we get closer to the launch date of Breath of the Wild, and the more information that we get, I'm going to be doing it on the Nintendo Switch, whatever type of news that they give us in January. So stay tuned for that, and yeah, you guys have a good one. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and let me know if you guys want me to do another analysis on the second bit of footage that we got.